I love to help, and I have lots of answers, and sometimes that gets in the way. My first coaching experience was with Way to Grow as a home visitor, working with families setting school readiness goals. I will never forget one special Latina mom I had the privilege to work with. She would teach me a lesson I needed to learn, a lesson I'm still learning. I could feel she was isolated, busy, stressed. I had the answer. We had the Spanish-speaking moms group. I told her about it. She could get connected with others, and I could meet my program goal too of needing to connect families with resources. And they spoke Spanish. Where are they from? She asked. I don't know, but they speak Spanish. This was the group for her. I am so busy. I have kids to care for. Well, yes, but... She interrupted me. Listen, let me tell you about my world. I interrupted. I would arrive at our next home visit. I could hear music playing inside. I knocked on the door. I could hear dishes tinking. I knew she was there. She must not have heard me. I knocked again, and I waited. The door had closed. My last conversation with her was my last. It reminded me of a Maya Angelou quote, "There's no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside of you." Her gift to me was this lesson. We are more together. I needed her story in order to do my best work to make a true and lasting impact. When we hear the untold story of our participants, we keep them engaged, open to our ideas, leave them feeling valued, keep the door open. So why don't we just always do this? Well, there's barriers, right? Program goals and requirements. We need to follow a certain curriculum, get through certain content, time, pressure. And mine need to be smart, a resource. My brain is literally full to the brim with ideas. I know the answer. Can you relate? Some people, including maybe us trainers and coaches, have always gotten to be heard. It is easy to hear the voice that speaks up. In order to bring out the stories, sometimes the challenge is to quiet the loud voice in the group. Sometimes that voice is our own. In our position of power and influence, it is imperative to hear the stories from the underrepresented voice. Sometimes it's the participants' own experiences that get in the way. Cultures program not to question teachers, introverts who are always talked over by these fast-talking extroverts. People who grew up with the "you are to be seen and not heard" mentality literally had it ingrained that their voice is not valued. So how do we make space for the diverse voice, the quiet voice, the ignored voice, the voice that will not share unless invited and given space, the voice that will not speak up again unless you have taken the time to truly hear? These critical voices will take their valuable insight, important cultural context, real-world application, critical nuggets. They will keep them to themselves. Alas. These voices carry truth and knowledge and insight within, and there will be a greater impact for all when you bring them out. We are more together. So how? How do you hear the story in this challenging context we live and work in? Well, it all starts with being a star. And the neat thing is that you do not diminish your light when you raise up others. Speak with your audience in mind. Tune into what's real. Ask questions and then really listen to the answers. So first, speak it right from your introduction. Speak some common truths of your participants. As humans, we all have a struggle. What is it like to be in childcare today with regulations and rules that impact your sense of control of your world? Forced to go to the same training over and over, being lectured by people who just don't get it. And then tune in. What is this person's unique story? What is it like to be them? How do these ideas and information apply to their unique world? Yes, our brain gets in the way. Our ideas, our goals get in the way of their heart. We streamline. It's how we're programmed by evolution. It keeps us safe, but it gets in the way. I went through that too. I can relate. Can you? I get where you are coming from. Do you really? We ask, do you have questions? And then we move on without a breath. Before the story is finished or the question is asked, we cut it short. So ask, how do these ideas fit for you? What are your biggest concerns about implementing this? Tell me about your world. Create space. Build in routines where sharing is encouraged, where you're going to shut off your own mind and be open and listen. Can you do it from your introduction? What knowledge do they already have about the topic? What do they desire to get out of it? And then at least once halfway through, do a pair and share. So all the voices get a chance to speak, because the truth is, people can only listen so long, and some people will not speak out in a large group. So build in a routine to bring out the quiet voice, the valuable unspoken words. We are more together. And then really listen. Intentionally give space in silence. No talking. Breathe. Open your mind, your heart. Literally open your arms and listen authentically. There is no agenda you need to follow right now. Tune in. Repeat the heart of what you think the person is saying. It's overwhelming trying to abide by all these rules and regulations. It sounds really frustrating to be forced to spend your time attending trainings that don't feel valuable for you. Do you sometimes feel hopeless? Did I get it right? As leaders, we are responsible to give people the spark so they shine brighter. We will have a bigger impact, change lives, and get more from our work. I love this quote by Maya Angelou. I've learned that people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they won't forget how you made them feel. When you get that moment, you will know you have made a true difference. You can be a star when you speak common truths. Tune into what's real. Ask for stories and ideas, and then repeat the heart of what you're hearing. And you will keep the door open. And that is a wonderful feeling. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We truly are more together.